Molokai ground, Mooney 123, Mike Sierra, on the ramp with Lima. Ready to taxi, northeastbound.
Mooney 123, Mike Sierra, taxi to runway 5 via taxiway Alpha.
Runway 5 via Alpha, 3 Mike Sierra. Not to toot my own horn, but I've lived in Hawaii my whole life, and I used to be a tour guide, so you picked the right guy to fly with. This should be a lot of fun. Hawaii's a beautiful place, and there's no better way to see it than from an airplane. Molokai Tower, Mooney 123, Mike Sierra, ready to go. Runway 5. Cleared for takeoff, 3 Mike Sierra.
Mooney 3 Mike Sierra, cleared for takeoff. Wind 049er at 7.
Nice takeoff. If you look at the GPS, you'll see that I've entered a flight plan to Hana on Maui. That's where we're headed. You don't have to fly that route. I'm in no rush, so feel free to explore along the way. There might be some whales in the channel between Molokai and Maui. You can fly wherever you want, and I'll tell you about some of the things we fly over. If I can make a suggestion, you might want to start by continuing offshore a bit, then following the north shore of Molokai to the east. You'll get a great view of some spectacular cliffs. That's Kalaupapa Peninsula up ahead. It has an interesting history. In 1873, a Belgian priest named Father Damien arrived to care for 600 sufferers of Hansen's disease who had been banished there. Today, the peninsula is a National Historical Park, and there's still a small settlement. The only access to the peninsula is by mule trail or airplane. That's Kalaupapa Airport on the point. Right next to it is Molokai Light, the tallest U.S. lighthouse in the Pacific Ocean. Along this coast are the highest sea cliffs in the world. The tallest ones are 3,600 feet above the water. There have been a lot of theories about the north shore of Molokai, but geologists now think that the cliffs were sculpted by waves. Whatever it was, the result is pretty spectacular, and you can't see it unless you're on a boat or on an airplane. After it rains, there are lots of waterfalls on the north shore of Molokai, but one of them is always flowing, Kahiwa Falls. It's the longest waterfall in Hawaii, 1,750 feet high. The falls is tucked at the end of a small valley near here. Try to find it if you want. We're approaching the island of Lanai. Lanai is mostly known for its pineapple. Until recently, there were 15,000 acres of pineapple fields on the island. Most of the residents live in Lanai City, southwest of the island's only mountains. And there's a small airport just south of town. That's Palilolo Channel down there. It's 8.5 miles wide between Molokai and Maui. Believe it or not, over the years, 16 people have actually swum across. Humpback whales like to swim through these channels too. They come down here from Alaska in the winter to give birth to their young in the warm waters, then swim back for the summer. If we keep our eyes open, maybe we'll see one. Maui is the state's second largest island. It was formed by two volcanoes, Haleakala, which is over 10,000 feet tall, and another one which formed the West Maui Mountains. The valley between the mountains used to be underwater, but over time the valley floor rose to form Maui as it looks today. Some people say that if the polar ice caps melted, the valley would be underwater again. People on Maui like to say, Maui no ka oi. Maui is the best. Even from up here, you can see that it's a pretty special place. That's the small town of Lahaina down below. In the early 1800s, it was the capital of Kamehameha's Hawaiian kingdom. Eventually, the capital moved to Honolulu, but Lahaina was still booming, mostly as a stopover for whaling ships. In those days, more than 500 whaling ships stopped at Lahaina every year. Today, tourism is the main industry. Lots of great shops and restaurants down there, not to mention one of the world's largest banyan trees.